answer writing is based upon so many series of factors which vary from the type of question which is there, the person who is writing that answer, and again, there are so many other subjective issues involved, his own skill set.
Hello everyone, I am Atul Garg.
Hi, this is Himanshu Sharma.
Today we are going to discuss another question in our ongoing series UPSC Bites. So the question for today is that is there any perfect way of answering questions? Can we have one ultimate model answer which can be the way of perfectly answering any question? In fact, this is a question which often haunts civil services aspirants. The people who are giving mains on yearly basis, they are often get frightened by this question itself, that if I am doing anything wrong or not. So, sir, what is your view on this? That can we have any perfect way to write an answer?
Uh, Atul, I really don't think that there can be any perfect way of writing answers because there are several subjectivities associated with answer writing. And as you told before, every year we also face the same thing whenever there will be results of the examination and students will come to us that please provide us the answers of selected students.
In
And
fact, internet is flooded of
yes,
these answer sheets of selected students. Every student is asking for them. They want to see that
yes,
how the toppers have written their answers.
and we do provide them, but always and always I try to remind the students that there cannot be any perfect way of writing the answers. And I'll just give you one example of making it a more clear why I said that there cannot be any perfect way of writing an answer. And it happened that one of my students, uh, he scored very high marks. In fact, in the 2019 examination, UPSC examination, he scored very high marks in a particular subject, in my subject, geography optional. And he was the second topper that year. Next year, he again wrote the paper because in that year he didn't get the desired rank. Next year, however, he didn't score very well in his, if you talk about in his mains. Now, the thing is, I really believe that his presentation skills, his answer writing skills wouldn't have changed.
Hmm. Yes, yes, certainly.
What would have changed maybe is the content would have changed, the questions, because the questions changed.
Hmm.
So I really believe that because answer
Hmm.
writing is based upon so many series of factors
Hmm. Hmm.
which vary from the type of question which is there, the person who is writing that answer, and again, there are so many other subjective issues involved,
Hmm. Hmm.
his own skill sets.
Hmm.
So there, I don't think really that there can be any defined way of what a perfect answer can be. In fact, I really don't believe that there can be actually any perfect answer.
Yes, certainly. In
Mm.
fact, like every time, like students they come and ask me, "Ki, sir, shall we make diagrams in our answers?" So I often ask them that do you know how to make the diagrams? If you know how to make them, then yes, certainly you can do it. But suppose if a topper has made diagrams and he has scored marks in that. So he has scored marks because he can draw good diagrams. And if you cannot draw good diagrams, and if you are doing it, if you are just imitating him, then chances are very high that you're not going to score the marks. So the basic idea is that rather than playing on the strength of other people, you should play your own strength. Every student has certain strengths, he has certain weaknesses. Like usually I have seen that the engineering students they can draw some really good diagrams, but when it comes to paragraph writing they are not good at it. So rather than writing full paragraphs, what they do, they make small diagrams, they try to write thing in phrases, they try to write thing in pointers. Whereas the students coming from arts background, they try to more write in the paragraph format. Another misconception is this only, that whether sir we should write in paragraphs or pointers. So here I think Himanshu sir will elaborate.
Really, Atul, I think that it depends again, as I told you before,
Hmm.
it all depends upon the circumstances. It depends upon the question that we are talking about. It depends upon the strength of the student that we are talking about. Like, for example, I'll give you one example related with this. Suppose I am going to write an answer and there is a question. In that question, there are less number of point itself that come to your mind. You cannot generate many points. So in that scenario, it would be suggestive that you write in paragraph forms, because if you're writing in points form and you're just writing 3 points, 4 points, then it would really not look good. But suppose there is a question where you have lots of points, where you can divide the subject matter into number of points. So why not use that pointed format? There's no doubt that if you're writing in points, it becomes easier for the reader.
For the reader, yes, yes.
So that is the thing, that what you have to do, you have to analyze according to the question. You should not be predetermined with respect to whether you have to write in paragraphs or whether you have to write in points.
So actually, it is not an option with you, it is the necessity of the question.
Yes.
If you have more points, then write in pointers. If you have less points, then you have to write in paragraphs. You don't have any other choice with you. All right. So basically, what we are talking about, that answer writing is completely contextual. It depends upon the subject in which you are writing. It depends upon the kind of question which has come. It depends upon your own strengths. Okay. So, based on these points, at least we can say that please don't try to copy other people. If topper has done something, so maybe you can take some cues from him. Like there are certain common criteria, like
Yes.
whether there is clarity in your answers or not, whether you are writing your answers as per the requirement of the question, whether there is congruence between what you are writing and what the evaluator is understanding. So for those clarity aspects, for those presentation aspects, maybe you can take some cues from what the other people are doing, but completely trying to imitate their style is not going to fetch you marks. In fact, all you guys, you know already, you know how to write the answer. It is something which has developed over the years. Like many students, they ask me, sir, how to write answers, and I think it's a very silly question, sir.
Yes. It is like uh, you have practiced it throughout your schooling, throughout your college. And what happens when you come to UPSC? There is a kind of a hype which has been created with
Hmm.
respect to answer writing.
Hmm.
And I really believe that you should not be falling into this trap.
Ye-
And I will elaborate this, I'll give my personal example of what happened. Uh, when I myself was preparing, when I started preparing for the exam, one of the teachers told me that you have to write world class answers. Now, this idea got into my mind that I had to write a world class answers to get selected in the examination. Now, what happened in my entire first year of preparation? You'll be surprised to know that I didn't write any answers. Why? Reason was simple, because I had to write perfect answers. And I really believed that I was not ready to write that perfect answer, so I never practiced answer writing. And I went into my mains without writing, sir, without writing a
Hmm.
single answer. In fact, it was very learning experience for me, because I remember when I wrote my first day of the mains, I didn't write so much good. But when I was writing my last paper,
Hmm.
ultimately I really felt that my writing skills had improved.
Has improved throughout those 5 days
five
only.
five days only. Then I realized that there cannot be a perfect answer which I can develop, or which I can write. In fact, what I can do is I can hone my skills ultimately, so that for me something which I am writing, it can become more perfect over a period of time. So practice was something
Hmm.
which I realized that will make it better and better every time you write your answers.
So the idea here is that rather than being perfect, you should try to do excellence. Excellence should be your
Yes.
ideal. Like there's a quote also associated with excellence. that nobility is not in being superior to your fellow men, it is in being superior to your former self. So try to improve every day. Try to compare yourself with your former self rather than what other people are doing. If toppers are doing something, it is working for them also, they are scoring marks. It is not a guarantee that the same thing will work for you also.
It didn't. In fact, many times the same thing didn't work for the same topper next year.
Yes,
It has
yes, in
happened.
fact, it has happened. So things are very subjective and very contextual. So I often tell my students that rather than trying to just like a good batsman, he has its skills practiced. Okay, and he play every ball on its merit, but he never tried to judge every ball. Ki this time the bowler will throw this ball, this time a googly will come, or this time that will come. Otherwise, he will get more and more confused. But if you are a good batsman, then no matter what ball the bowler is bowling, you will be able to defend it or play a shot on it as per its merit. So this is what you have to do in your answers also. So have some well developed art, which sir has said that you can gain it through practice. Every day write something, like sir often do. They say that if you don't have confidence, then start writing your diary.
Mm.
Especially when you are in the first second year, you can start writing with a diary writing practice. Then later on, maybe some simple answers you can write. Like the simplest question can be, what is ethics? Okay.
In
Or
fact, I suggest a very practical way to my students. What you do, you have to read your newspapers.
hmm,
So, in the newspaper, what you do, every day you identify one article of the newspaper and revise that article throughout the day 4 or 5 times. How much you want, how much you feel comfortable. And then, without looking into that, you try to write a summary. So, suppose I can write a summary in 150 words, 200 words, and
hmm,
that gives you a kind of daily practice which is required. And you'll see that what you think is a good answer today, down the line, after a few months or some more time, you will be finding that those answers might look very amateurish to you. So, answer writing is something which keeps on improving.
keeps on improving. Yes, yes. So it's a matter of excellence. Okay, human capacities are infinite. So please don't compare yourself with others, or don't try to copy what other people have done, but try to develop your own innovative way of writing answers. Yes, certain criterias are there, like clarity, presentation. So those criterias can be followed. In fact, we will discuss those criteria in some other session. But apart from that, all other things are subjective. So please embrace this subjectivity. Okay, understand that the nature of this exam is uncertain. Yes, prelims is objective because MCQs are there, but mains is completely subjective. So embrace upon it, and then only you will be able to learn also.
uh, I really feel that perfect answers, if you talk about the perfect answers, should be judged like whether you have. It should not be. First of all, you should never use the word perfect answers. Better is good answers is
Hmm.
a thing which we should be talking about. So good answers should be like they should be having simple language.
Hmm.
Most important thing is you should understand that answer writing is just what it is, a kind of communication. You are communicating to the examiner. So you have to make sure that the examiner is able to understand what you are writing, is able to get your idea. You are able to sell yourself that you are the best person for the job. And that is what the answer writing is all about.
The more easy you will make job for him, the
Mm.
more marks you will get, because he's already frustrated while checking hundreds of
Mhm.
copies. So please make things easy for him. Try to persuade him that yes, you're going to do things easily. You're going to draft the policies properly because your writing styles is good. And see, writing is something uh, which I will say that it's a matter of survival of fittest. Okay, so only if you have good writing skills, then only you would be able to compete with the other students. You will be able to complete your papers in mains. So start practicing from now. Write anything, write in any way. Okay, but try to increase your speed, and with practice, clarity will also start coming.
Yes. And you have to understand that don't be fooled by several experts of perfect answer writings which are
Hmm.
there. because they'll just create more and more fear in you.
Hmm.
Answer writing is, as I told, is it is a type of communication. As human beings, we all have learned this skill of communication. Just it is all about presenting our ideas on paper, and there are some do's and don'ts for that. So as sir told, we will be taking a separate sessions on answer writing, okay, where there we'll discuss those do's and don'ts of answer writing. And if you just have those, those do's and don'ts, then believe me, you just need to do what you need to find yourself. You have to find your style of answer writing, and that style can be good enough. Your answers can be good enough if you have written the correct content to fetch those desired marks which will get you selected.
So I think that would be all for today. If you
Yes.
guys have any problem, any counter questions, if you want to ask, then you can post them on our Facebook page. PrepLadder page is there, so you can post those questions over there. And we guys are also available in Rajendra Nagar. If you guys wants to come and meet us, you are certainly welcome. So that will be all for today. Thank you.
Thank you.